First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Oh man, I hate doing these demonstrations, but eventually they have to be done. Alright, so every once in a while, I guess they don't watch any of the test demonstrations. I guess they don't watch any of them. They can't, in order to try to make false claims. And when you make a false claim, of course, we're coming to back it up. This is where I tell people that testing is very important, because if you test your product, you know where it stands at. And we do a lot of testing when it comes to our products. Distance throw, low lumen capabilities, high certified projection screens. So we're going to go through this real quick, because I got other things I have to do today. And I'm going to show you exactly, and I'll be sending the video over to this individual so you can see it himself. Alright, so let me go put a hat on, because I wasn't planning to be on the front of the screen today, but eventually I will have to be. Now, we have sold over, I say 200 of these screens, easily. Never had one complaint, not one. But you always got to expect, you're always going to get that one individual that feels that he's going to do a video, or not a video, but send you pictures and say, hey, look, the screen's come too dark, I'm not seeing it. Apparently, you haven't watched any of our test demonstrations, because we tested the screen on just about everything. Everything. Window lights, low lumen projectors. These screens have gone through everything. Now, pictures that he displayed to us was the screen versus great primer. We tested this against certified screens, great primer, other people's great screen paint products, everything. Including certified white screens, which we're going to do today. Now, we're not going to use the ultra short throw. We're going to use the long throw, because the sample sheets that we have can't be used with ultra short throw projectors. They have to be used with long throws. So first things first, let me go grab some tape, and let me turn my projector on, which I don't know why it's not triggering on. It should be activating. Plus, we got to power up. We have to power up the cord, because this thing takes a special adapter. The cord has to be powered up to a USB. Oh, not even plugged in. Wow. All right. I'm not thinking with a full deck today. About to plug in the Chromecast. All right, so we'll let that fire up. And trust me when I tell you, honestly, I really don't like doing these videos. I don't. But like I said, we have to do this to protect our brand and protect our company. And this has to be done. When people make false accusations, we have to come in and say, hey, look, you're wrong on these accusations. We have tested this product. It does work. And like I said, I have never had any complaints from any customers. We had a customer come in and buy 3 or 4 of these with no problem whatsoever. Love the screen, love the product. So if you're telling me that a gray wall in your garage is not coming up under this technology and you can't see the screen, we know there's something wrong there. Now, using my my Casio projector, we're actually using the 1000 lumen projector 720p. Here we are, fully lit environment, plenty of light. There's the screen right there. And we're going to take, let me see, where's the tape? Make sure I got everything on me, because I'm going to be backtracking all day. Take several certified screens, which we've done on every screen. So I tell people it's important when you do demonstrations to test your product. Because if you come across something like this, you can go, hey, look, it's not a problem. This is a white screen. Let me show you the screen first. These are screens that we use to test our products against. This is a white screen with a 0.9 gain. Much higher than a gray wall. Way higher than a gray wall. So if you're saying that gray primer was able to outproduce the screen, well, this is a white screen. Produces much higher and better than a gray wall. And these are certifieds. This is why we test against the certifieds. Hopefully this stays up there. Looks like it wants to stay. Nope, we're going to get some heavy tape. I think I got some heavy tape downstairs. Just want to get some heavy tape. Man, I'm telling you, I got too much to do in my day. And I got another announcement to make too. And this is to deal with overseas orders. I'm sorry, but it's going to have to happen. Start my day off with this stuff right here. I got so much to do today. I got to tend to this craziness. Got some heavy. This is what frustrates me in the morning when I get up. It's because we get these once in a blue moon. But imagine you design all these products. It takes you years and years and years of testing. Bring out a product so customers don't have to spend an outrageous amount of money for high-end screens. Don't get me wrong, I love my customers, I do. Every once in a while you get them. You get those individuals. Those are the ones that drive me nuts. Got some heavy tape, so this is going to stay. It's not coming off my finger for some reason. There we go. That's a certified screen. This is why I tell people it's very important to do these tests, because someone comes in and makes a claim, like the one I just went through. You can show that not only does your product perform better than gray primer, but it performs better than a gray certified screen, which holds more weight than gray primer. Cinema Gray. Gain on this screen is a 0.9, way higher than primer. We'll put that one right there. Now, I've said in my demonstrations many, many times that a screen that is going to be lighter than a black screen is always going to produce a higher white level, but our technology is not going to produce an image. Oh, you see the difference already? There you go. All right, not going to produce an image that's so dark that you literally can't see the screen. Anybody in the field of developing dark technology automatically knows that white levels are always going to drop. This is basic common sense, basic physics. It's just going to happen. But it can drop too low where the image becomes unwatchable. Because there's no such thing as a screen that can do both. That's the dream of anyone who develops screens, to have a screen that can do all of them at a perfect balance. Anyone who's telling you the screen can do that has lied to you, because that can't be done. So you have some people have gray screens and they'll do demonstrations in the dark to give the appearances that they can pull contrast. Some people will use colorful demonstrations, and I've seen big corporations do it too. Colorful demonstrations to make the screens so like they can produce in well-lit environments, but they won't show you everything. There we go. It's a gunmetal high performance screen. So we got a little bit of everything up there. I've done this so many times, I can't even think how many times I have done this. But we will repeat it again. And the reason why we do these tests is to see where our technology stands. Now keep in mind, a lot of people don't realize that when I'm designing this technology, this is the reason why we have 18 certified screens, because as we're making this stuff, we're testing against these screens. We already know when we come on camera how the screen's going to react. We know it's going to be able to overwhelm the certified screens. We already know that. It's no shocker. We know that already. But as we're designing this stuff, we're testing it against this product to see where our white levels lay, what colors have to pop. So they're being tested right alongside of this technology while we build the screens. A lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, there's a lot of testing that goes in. We don't just mix stuff together and go, voila, we're done. No, this stuff has to be tested. This is stuff you don't see on camera because we can't show you how we're making this stuff. But this is how we test it. This is how we design it. We'll find a screen, a high-end screen. We'll do a side-by-side demonstration, and we'll design our technology to be more advanced than that screen. That's why you're watching these screens being placed against my screen on a 1,000 lumen projector. Now, the projector he presented in his video, and not to put the customer down in any way, but the projector he used was far more advanced than what I'm using here. This is an SVGA projector, 720p, 1,000 lumens. Stopped making it in 1999. And those are certified projection screens laying against the signature 17 blackout cloth. So we know it works better than primer because those are certified sitting up there. And one of them is actually white. Oh, Dark Star 9 right here. What's the gain on that? 0.9. The reason why primer is primer and these screens are what they are. If you could do the same thing on a prime piece of primer, a prime screen, then you wouldn't, these companies would be out of business, wouldn't they? A lot of money. All right, so let's come out of here. Let's go into the YouTube menu. Oh wait, we got to bring this one a little over because I keep forgetting. We're doing this screen in 4.3. Now, for those of you that are wondering, why is your screen in 4.3 format? Well, that's how old the projector is. Projector can only do 4.3. It's an old projector. Yeah, older projector has to be to only be able to do a 4.3 ratio. That's a pretty old projector. That's why I like it. That's why I like that projector. Now, as I said before, you know, yeah, that's an old projector. And look how much light we have in the environment. Our light in the Japanese tea room is quite bright in here. It is very, very bright in here. And we got the windows open. Let's move these over some more. Scoot that over. So we got our windows open too. You know, the windows only open in the Japanese tea room. That's definitely going to happen. And then we're using the long throw, no ultra short throws in here. So let's move on. Let's get this done. As I said before, we're going to be doing some demonstrations today of gray screens versus our technology and why our technology is more superior to gray certified screens. Because gray certified screens being the top of any other screen. Higher than screen paints, they're certified. All right, so let's go with the white screen. Oh, she's not having that problem today. Oh, yeah, she had a problem yesterday. Now, as I explained many times before, that if the screen is generating too high of a white level, that means it can't produce contrast and it can't produce color. You can see in my voice, I've done this too many times to count. But let's just do this, okay? All right. Example, voila. Told you. On a 1,000 lumen projector, 600 by 800 res, 720p SVGA. You can't see color because your white levels are too high. And if your white levels are too high, that means your contrast and your color suffers. Oh, you'll be able to pick up nice white levels, but you can't see color and you can't see black levels. Doesn't make a difference if you have 22,000 to 1. We've done this already before. It doesn't make a difference. You just can't see it. And this is why you have to go into calibrating, because you can't see it. Now, customer claims that the gray wall and where we had it at, our screen came up too dark. If that was the case, and these not being gray walls, this is actually certified projection screens that hold a ton of weight underneath their belts. They're not pulling up. Next to a 1,000 lumen projector in a fully lit environment, which is much brighter in the pictures that he displayed when he sent us the email. And this projector right here is in the factory settings. It really would be no point in calibrating or doing anything with this projector because it is what it is. It's old. All right, so let's come out of here. Let's go change over to some blue. Ta-da! Yep, there you go. So the technology we developed basically produces a much higher, and did you see that? We call that the narrow viewing cone effect. I told you about that. Screens can't produce on an angle because they turn dark. That's called the narrow viewing cone effect. So let me get this straight. Acoustic blackout cloth. This is an acoustic surface. If you didn't know that, this is actually an acoustic surface. Did you know that? There we go. That is the Acoustic Pro 1080p by Elite Screens with a 0.9 gain. You didn't know this was acoustic. This is actually acoustic. So put the acoustic screen back up there. And that's way more expensive than our screen. This screen cost my customers $198. So now you understand that reason why I am actually planning to retire, because you spend so much of your time, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate the customers who support our company, but I might be selling out. I have technology here that I've offered that can do things that these $6,000, these are very expensive projection screens, can't even begin to do. A screen that cost my customers $198. What do you think is going to happen when the next person who buys my company takes over? That screen's not going to cost $198. That screen's probably going to cost $6 grand. But like I said, I'm getting old. It's time for me to retire, and I have companies that are interested, and they've been bugging me just about every day. And if it's not them that's bugging me, it's people that are trying to have me design and customize free products for them. I got to deal with that too now, since I made that announcement. So we got people that'll come in and say, hey, Mr. Bird, is it possible that you can customize me a formula and give it to me for free? Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. You got to be kidding me. I've been in business over 12 years. I've heard about everything in the book. I've done contracts overseas, contracts in the United States. I've done quite a lot. Oh, that isn't one sticker. For some reason, I don't know. So, you know, let me see if we get these to stay up here. We got the good sticky too. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy designing products for my customers, and I meet some, through this company, I've met some amazing people, some really cool people, and I still have connections and strong ties with these people, which I'm planning some other business ventures with. But as I said before, you know, like I said, if I didn't love what I was doing, I wouldn't have stuck in for 12 years. I got several degrees. So I could have basically just went back to any one of the degrees that I actually went to school and graduated and got certified for. But I like what I do. I really enjoy it. That's why I have screens throughout my entire house. If I didn't enjoy what I did for a living, there's no way in the world my house would be filled with projection screens. I would have TVs all up in here. I love what I do. But every once in a while, like I said, these individuals that pop up, boy, they kind of make you think like, ugh, pretty. So anyway, this is why we're doing the demonstration. Now, like I said, if someone's going to claim that my product isn't what it is, guess what? I've got a ton of old projectors sitting around here that are freaking relics. I will pull out one of these old projectors. I will do the certified projection screens. We'll do this in a fully lit environment. I'll use 10 times more light than you use in your environment. I'll use a projector that's way older than yours, and I'll do it against certified projection screens and show you that the technology works perfectly fine. And out of the 200 or 300 that we have sold, never had one complaint except for today. So we know the technology works. If it didn't, it'd be virtually impossible for me to come on here live and do this demonstration if it didn't. Okay, so let's move on, because I'm not going to give speeches today. I really don't have time for it. I got a lot to do. We got these screens we got to test out. And if we get a good day today, we can go outside, because that Nova outside was amazing. And I'm going to get back outside and play with that screen. As a matter of fact, I want to hook up my gaming system to it. There you go. We can swap this out. Now, like I said, I showed you the white levels already. We're going through the colors. Just, they're not going to pop up. Some of the problem is with some of the screens that we got a chance to study and look at. Those screens have that reflective surface. A lot of these companies use that reflective surface. Not a lot of them. I thought it was only one company that was doing it. Apparently, they all have some sort of reflective surface. I guess it's to brighten the screen. It's a bad idea. Companies, listen to me. That's a bad idea. You need to stop using that stuff, because that stuff causes narrow viewing cone. Some screens don't pick up on it, like the Darkstar 9 doesn't have it that bad, but the PARALLAX, if I'm saying that correctly, if I butchered your name, I do apologize. It has it bad. And there's another company which has it bad too, which got mad at us because we found out about it. Now, if you don't know what the narrow viewing cone is, you see how I'm walking? See how I'm turning? I'm going to set it right there. That's going to fall off. It's going to have fall offs all day. I got the heavy sticky tape, but it doesn't seem to want to stay up there. I'm trying my best to keep that up there, but it doesn't want to stay up there. So the narrow viewing cone, some screens can't be viewed on an angle. They can become dark. So as you see me start to turn, you'll watch the screen get darker and darker and darker and darker. This is what they call the narrow viewing cone. This usually affects ultra short throw projectors with some screens. They have this problem too. So that's something else you have to consider. But yeah. So we found a few screens that have that. See how bright it just got a few minutes ago? See how I'm standing right in front of it? Yeah, it's called narrow viewing cone. So bottom line is, you can only see it this way and this way only. If you turn to the side, they go dark. That's why when you see me on camera, why I'm constantly moving back and forth around the house, going back and forth, because I'm showing that the screen can pick up an angle in a full lit environment, ultra short throw long, without going dark. Usually most people ask that question. So as we can see, customer was using, and I want to call customer today and have a conversation with him, because I want him to explain this. Maybe he's, I don't know, but we're gonna have a talk today. So as I said before, that showing him, and not saying anything bad about him, but just showing you all and showing us and everybody else that we've done these demonstrations so many times, it's not even funny. That I guess apparently they don't watch any of the test demonstrations, because this is what we do in tests all the time. I even did that gray screen. That screen was what, a Lux, deluxe. We call it the Lux, and LUNIXI. You know, we test against that. So, like I said, if the product didn't work, that's going to be an all-day thing for me. This is why I don't like doing this. I got the heavy Velcro, and it's not enough. Let me get a bigger piece of Velcro. Let me get the bigger piece of Velcro. I'm trying to be light with this. Let's get a bigger piece. Now, I'll show you some white levels. And that's something I do in my demonstrations. No one can ever accuse me by saying, he never shows us white levels. I always show you white levels. I show you white levels, I show you everything. This is something you need to see. There we go. Let's get a bigger piece of heavy. Hopefully that one stays. Alright, so I show you the white levels. It's because you have to be to see the difference. Just like when I explained to you that if someone is going to be showing you a gray screen, you should be seeing a contrast level in a fully lit environment. That's what you should be seeing. Because that's something that gray screens are not supposed to be able to do. So there it is. That's the white levels versus the certified screen versus a white sheet of paper at the top. Now, again, any black screen it's supposed to produce, it's going to produce any dark gray screen, any darker screen, it's going to produce a slightly lower white level. The object when you develop black technology is develop a screen that can produce an image that has to be bright enough so you can make out the screen to give you a decent color. Much like gray screens. For people who praise the gray screen so much, well, guess what? In your category, you got to pull a contrast level. Yeah, it goes both ways. So darker screens have to be to show the white levels, and gray screens and white screens have to be to show contrast levels, which you can't show. Can't show it at all. Nothing. Can't pick up a black level. Can't pick up a black level, you can't pick up color. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. Because since everybody wants to go into saying, oh, but the dark screens have to pick up white levels, guess what? What's the point of having a 22,000 or a 50,000 to 1 contrast on your projector if you got a gray screen? You're not picking up a white level. That's sorry, not white level. A color and contrast. All right, let's go over to the deep aquarium. I have no idea what that's all about. And like I can go in and hit the button because like I said, I'm doing this from 4.3, so. There you go. Blues don't come up. As I showed you before, that's why I showed you the color patterns first. Blues ain't coming up. That's not going to happen. Oh, great Starfield demonstration. We all know how this is going to turn out. There you go. You can't see contrast either. This projector right here has 100 to 1 contrast. 100 to 1 contrast. The best screen is going to pick up the best image, and I told you, hands down, Darkstar 9. Darkstar 9 is going to pick up better than the PARALLAX. A lot of people don't understand that. Darkstar 9 is actually cheaper, but a Darkstar 9 still can't pick up contrast next to our technology. Panasonic demonstrations. Air in here. Let's go over to this one. So now, gray primer is not going to be to outperform one of our screens. Impossible. As you can see, we have certified screens laying against our screens. Oh, wait a minute, hold for a minute. I need to bring this down. There we go. There you go. We got certified screens laying against our screen. Not gray primer, these are certified. I have no idea where my phone is at. Let me see. Oh, look at this. Angry Crow. That's Crow right there. He always comes as anonymous. I told you we got some customized security add-ons for our phone for that particular individual who likes to call in and try to disrupt our live demonstrations. So we put some trace software on it for that particular individual. We know exactly his number. We know all that information already from the door. I don't want to add this in here real quick, but I have to. My draft will be here on Monday. So just to give you a heads up. Jamie, we'll be displaying the draft on probably Monday or Tuesday around that time. There'll be for that information. Keep in mind, like I said before, it's not well, pretty much he thinks because we haven't talked about it, but no, that's already being taken care of. But I'll have my draft on Monday. You should be getting your paperwork really soon. Very soon. But yeah, when we get that call from there, that's from him. That's definitely from him. I'll go back and I'll call the people who set up the phone, and they'll put the trace in, and it'll pop up right up in this area all the time. It's a shame, but it's true. But anyway, there you go. I'm sorry we had to add that in there, but like I said, this is what we did. This is one of the other things we deal with, but that situation's being taken care of. That's why we hired the attorneys to take care of that particular part of that headache. That's being taken care of. All right, so let's get back to this. So you're talking about, I think the acoustics, they're around like $500-600. That's what they run for, the acoustics. And then we have, this one's between $800 and $900, or actually $800, $700-800. That's the Cinema Gray, the PARALLAX. Sorry if I butchered it. Is a $5,000 projection screen, and the Darkstar 9 is a $3,000 projection screen. And the technology we're using right now on my $75 projector that's been outdated since 1999. My screen costs $198 for my customers who were to purchase it. Now this is an 80-inch because that's all I could fit in here. I didn't want to basically take up the entire wall. I want to look nice and neat in here, so that's the screen I chose. This is actually a 100-inch screen. And then we have the 150-inch downstairs. Actually, we have a couple of them right there. That's my work screen, my office screen. There's speakers behind the back of that. It's my office screen right there. I built 2 of these for myself. Yep, that one just came down. That's all for a minute. Now, you notice how when my phone was ringing over and over and over and over again like that, the minute we mention his name, phone stops. The minute we mention that the calls are being traced, ringing stops. Told you. We know who does that stuff. All right, let's begin. It's a shame, but it's true. Grown man on a phone making random calls over and over again. Yep. We'll mute you. Bye-bye. All right. See? The minute we stated it, he calls back again. It's a shame. All right. What else we're going to play on here real quick? Let's see. Oh, let's go with some, we got the dark demonstration, the 4K demonstration. Let's do this one. This one's actually pretty bright. So no, there's no way in the world that primer next to this technology would have ever been able to beat one of these screens. Not going to happen. And I don't need a 4K or 1080p or expensive high-end projector to prove it. I can do it on my simple basic projector here. That's why I said when people do demonstrations on these projectors, oh my goodness, the rooms are always dark. Projector is sitting too close to the screen. It's not enough light in the environment. They're not doing any real tests. Look at this right there. My projector sits all the way back here, right here. And did you know we have our windows open right there? Yep. Overhead lights are on, nice and bright. All right, remember I told you about the narrow viewing cone? Let's go take a walk. So this is you're standing there, and it gets darker. This is why we do this right here. I'll show you. So, ooh, that one fell too. Hold on for a minute, let me pause this. I think I picked up these safets, did I not? Yeah, there's out of the stickies gone off of this. I don't know, that's like heavy duty Velcro, so. And as you can see, stuff doesn't stick to our screen too well. Let's get a larger piece, because we're almost done here. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet. I don't want to run it over time. Pretty sure we don't want to run over time. Besides, it's Saturday morning. I should be downstairs watching cartoons. But like I said, I'm going to try to talk to the customer today and try to figure out why. Why he felt that gray primer was going to be brighter than our screen. And that's what I'm going to send him the video right here and talk to him today. Call him up and talk to him today. I want to know why you felt that. And if you can, send the material back. And we'll do a test here live. And we'll see. And I'll use the same low-end projector. We're going to request the item back. We're going to request the item back. And we're going to do a video here on the item. We'll pay for the shipping charges. And we're going to do a video here on the product to see whether or not, if Keep in mind, these screens are signature, which means there's something strange. These screens have a strange coating on them. We'll know if it's our product. I'll match it against one of the ones we have over here. And I want to see if that screen is reacting as you say it does, which we are going to do. So I'll call him today and we'll request him to ship it back, and we'll put everything on a freeze. Once it gets here, we'll do the video live. If he decides not to send it, then we'll go from there. That's why, like I said, we do is certified. That's why when people sit there and make false accusations by saying, oh, well, the screen paint comes up too dark. That'd be kind of impossible because we test our products against these screens. And these screens are white and gray. Or actually, two of them are actually gunmetals. So how is it possible that the product comes up dark when the certified screens seem to be having a problem trying to keep up with the technology? Didn't we just change that out for a bigger piece of Velcro? That's cool, I just did that. Yeah, I did. That is a bigger piece of Velcro. This one does not stay. Our screen just doesn't want their screens on it. And that could be it too. Like I said, once about the picture, the company's going to come in. They're going to jump these screens through the roof. And they are. Look at the technology. These are very high and expensive certified screens that this screen is easily outperforming on a low-end projector. They're going to come in and package these things off with probably about 4K and 8K projectors. And I guarantee you, I've watched it happen. And they're going to basically jump it for the elites. Elites are going to pay this kind of money. Oh, we don't have sound. Sorry about that. Projector behind us has no sound at all, period. Oh, there you go. Same thing when I displayed and showed you green. It's not mostly green. The screens have nothing here to protect them. The certified screens have nothing to protect them. Certified screens are being used to being displayed on a white surface, or used to being used in ambient light controlled environments, or used to being used on high powered projectors. We don't do that here. We use heavy ambient light environments. Technology has to be tested against black technology. And then it's going to be used on a projector that is a piece of crap. And it's still going to have to be to produce an amazing image off of all of that. And because they were babied, and that's what they were. Every time I see demonstrations, high-end projectors, because they were babied, when we bring them in here, this is what happens to them. Our screens don't get that kind of, we don't do that, all that high-end projector, ambient light control. Nah, I'm not doing that crap. As I said before, I got these screens running throughout my entire house. You think I'm going to darken my entire house for a screen? Like I said, if that's the case, I'm going to buy myself a TV. All right. Let's go to the OLED beta fish, and we're done. LG beta fish. There we go. Matter of fact, hold on for a minute. Yeah, I've been getting that for the last couple of days, especially in overseas. Oh, now you want a stick. I've been getting that in the last couple of days. I've been getting people contacting me, and sometimes companies will contact me, and they will ask me to customize a screen paint for their company, and they want it free of charge. Oh, but we'll advertise your name. Right now, at this particular point on where my company's going and the contracts I'm negotiating for selling my company, I don't care about advertising. I really don't. Maybe the next person will, but I really don't. You know what I mean? So that's not going to work for me. Offer me contracts, that ain't going to work for me either, because I'm not interested in contracts. I'm not interested in none of that right now. The only thing I'm interested right now is the 4 companies right now that are going to be breaking my company down and taking what they want and using whatever resources to do whatever they want to do with it. You know, reason why we haven't talked or said anything about that 19 Nova, because that technology is in the process of being purchased. You know what happened to the 21s? Why they're on the website? They're in the process of being purchased. You know why there's only Novas on the website? Because those technologies right there, the reason why we're only designing Novas, that technology will be under another company that will be still selling the Novas to customers. The other companies are not going to do that. They're going to break it down and use it for something else to incorporate it into what they want to use, and you guys will never see it again. But the other companies that's going to be working with the Novas and the Blackout sauce, they're going to be using that for actually reproducing and selling back to the customers. That's what they're going to be doing. So no, I've been getting weird emails, messages from people saying, hey, look, your secret's safe with me, develop me a screen paint. No. Once I sign those papers, I'm done. And those papers and documents, and I've seen these things before, it clearly states that I can never sell this stuff ever again. Nope. And am I good with that? Oh, yeah. If you've seen exactly what I'm going to leave that alone. I'm good. Just put it that way. I'm happy and I'm good. But like I said, I can't do this forever. I'm getting old. I'm 53 years old. It's time for me to go in the backyard and stare at the squirrels. Everybody knows when their time comes when they want to retire. I want to retire. I'm done. Been in the business for a long time. Long time. And I want to sit back and I want to retire. When I retire, I don't want to hear about screen paint. I don't want to hear about projection screens. I don't want to hear about none of that. That world doesn't exist anymore. At all. I'm designing my own customized screens for my own house. When I move from here and get my other house, I'm going to customize my own screen house. And that's the last you'll ever see me ever again. But before I leave, I'm going to get this other mess over in California taken care of. That's the last thing I'm going to do before I leave. That's definitely going to get addressed. But anyway, as I said before, this is why I don't like doing streams too much. In streams too much, I talk too much in streams. That's why I like doing them. I like basically doing the pre-recorded, get it done, over with, move on. We're done here. I displayed just about everything I could on a certified. I think the reason why I talk so much is because we've done this so many times, like literally so many times. J and K 4K, and we can cover everything. We did colors. We did all that other good stuff, right? We did it all right. Okay, let's go pop over in here. Let's go up here. I'm pretty sure I got the right thing here. I'm clicking over. Nope. And I gotta bring it up. Nah. Yeah. See, I'm trying to figure out. You can't see. It's 4.3. That's when a lot of people think that 4.3 is a good way to go. No, half your screen is missing 4.3. On that section, there's supposed to be an icon. Sorry about coughing on camera like that. I do apologize. But there's supposed to be an icon there for me to click on to go into their page to select the video, but you can't see because it's in 4.3. Which is kind of weird because it's the same scenario on 235.1. 235.1, you can't see the tops and you can't see the bottoms if you're doing it in a 16:9 format. The majority of most commercials you're going to pop in are going to be 16:9, not going to be 235.1, so you're going to be missing some stuff off the screen completely. I think we had that conversation already. So there you are. There's the skin tones. See it all for yourself right there. So you can see I didn't hide anything from the customer. Didn't hide anything from you. If the screen he claims came up dark on primer, that'd have been virtually impossible. So especially judging by the caliper projector he's using. I think it's a 1080p or 4K Casio We're using a 1,000 lumen projector. And it's not even 1080p, it's an svga 720p projector that's 800 by 600 res. My room from here to here is around 13 feet. So we're 13 feet back. Screen's around 80 inches. We're only going to get a 4.3 because the projector was manufactured in 1999. So they didn't have the 4.3 for this particular projector. I mean 16.9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 certified projection screens. And as you can see, next to our technology, they're not doing too well. So no, primer didn't turn the screen dark. Now, how we know our technology? Because our technology has something attached around the border of the screen. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. In the pictures I saw, we didn't see them at all, which means there was a different form of fabric up there than the screen that was being displayed. We see all that. I know my own technology. When I see it, I developed it. And I know there's key features on the screen that we will see, that if you send us pictures, we will notice. If we tell you to take a lamp, I had one incident, not one incident, Sam, so much. We have you turn on a lamp behind the back of the screen. These are acoustic. Acoustic screen, light can travel through the screen. No light was traveling through the screen. It was dark. That's how we knew it wasn't the screen also. This stuff we'll ask you. Not saying that he was thinking on these terms, but this is what we're showing him. That in the live demonstration, how is your product coming up dark next to primer? And we're doing this on snow levels, skin levels, colors, contrast, white levels, and this is what we're picking up. Let's go back to the LG snowboarding demonstration. Good gracious, where am I at? I'm at 4 moments at 60. This is why I don't like doing the live streams. It just takes so long to do now. And right now I've gotten so used to that short, get it done, short and sweet. I like those so much. So there you are. That's why we know there's no way in the world the screen came up that dark. Virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. We got a 0.9 white screen right there in the corner. So if we decide to go down that route, we'll mark this into a small video file, make a small video file of it, and I'll send it over to PayPal's legal department and have them handle it. Because you're not going to sit there and tell me that technology that I've worked on and, you know, is tested and tested, retested, tested, retested, done multiple live demonstrations, countless demonstrations, is going to come up dark next to primer. And we got these screens laying against my product. One of these screens has what, a 0.9? We got a 0.9, a 0.8, and a 0.9 gain versus my technology. Forgot to add that in there real quick. So I think this here, 0.9, 0.8, 0.9. People think for some reason that because your screen is has a high gain, that you're basically going to be able to pull that contrast level. You're going to pull brighter colors. No, that's not true. Oh man, I'm telling you, they've been feeding you. Not to laugh at anybody, but they've been feeding you so much crap on projection screen setups. It is not even funny. It's the reason why I got banned from ABS forums. Unbelievable. So color changing. It is so freaking funny. It's funny because all this crap was made up by big corporations. People understand that. Big corporations are selling their products. That you have to have the screen in an ambient light controlled environment. No, aka our screen can't pull up in a fully lit environment. You got to calibrate your projector to get those colors just right. No, aka our screen can't see color. Oh, come on. I mean, it's so easy to see. And this is some of the things I realized when testing these screens out. These flaws that they had in their technology they basically put some kind of protocol instructions behind it by saying, hey, in order to actually maximize your viewing capability, you have to have an ambient light controlled environment. Of course, you darken the environment, screen is going to produce a better image. You can't use a projector lower than this particular specification. This projector is so and so and so. Why do you think they're using such high and expensive projectors in all their demonstrations? It's to make it for what the screen is going to be lacking somewhere along the line. Come on now. I mean, it's so easy just to see it. And then calibrating. Why the frick are you calibrating a $4,000 projector? Are you kidding me? I don't even calibrate these things. They're calibrating projectors to make them make the colors look good, to balance off the color. So what happens if you don't calibrate it? Then what happens? I guess you just with a worse image than you probably started off with. That's what I said. All these protocols they give you, and then they pump this stuff into these forum sites, and these forum sites feed the same nonsense over and over and over again. Yeah, pop on one of my demonstrations and see how I do it over here. We don't calibrate, we don't use ambient light controlled environments, and we sure enough don't use expensive projectors over here, and I can outperform your top technology with no problem whatsoever. With no problem. I can do it outside if I want. I can go outside and pull images outside that you guys can't even begin to even think about. And they've been feeding the same protocol nonsense to y'all. And these forum sites, I see these newbies going there and they ask all these questions about this, that, and the other. And the only thing I can say pretty much truthfully about it, and I don't care if they don't like it or not, well actually, it is truthfully, it is. It's not a bad thing. That the dark technology, yeah, it's where it's at. Because every last one of these companies have a dark screen underneath of them. And if they don't, they're getting one. Daylight screens didn't even have dark screens. Daylights had light gray screens. I just want to stay up there. Had light gray screens and silver screens for the longest time. A few white screens too. Now all of a sudden they got a dark screen. And they know that's where it's at. Optima has a screen. I was kind of shocked on that. Optima has a screen. I didn't even know Optima even made a projection screen. Guess what color that is? Dark gunmetal. So it isn't like, you know, when people say that, no. Sorry about that. If you saw something there, I apologize. If they sat there and they tell you that gray screens, no, gray screens are obsolete technology. It's old. That's why you look at these companies, the top expensive screens are dark. You don't go into elite screens and they go, oh, no. Dark Star 9 is our cheapest screen. You want to go with the Cinema Gray. The Cinema Gray being the best screen. No. Those expensive screen, it's a Dark Star 9, it's a $3,000 screen versus a screen that's going to cost you $800. So, yeah. But all that other stuff, ambient light controlled environments, all that stuff, that's just protocol nonsense that they feed to you. And that's how I feel, because I've never had to use ambient light controlled environments or calibrate and all that stuff, and I don't have a problem. And the guy sat there and had a conversation real quick before I leave off here. I was talking to a guy who knew a fellow. I knew a few people over at Projector Central. And he was talking to him about, the guy got on the phone with me. And he was talking about the screen gain and all these things about ambient light controlled and how much light you have to have per square inch and where the projector has to be angled in order to hit the screen. You know where that angle nonsense came from? That's where screens have narrow viewing cones. Literally, you have to basically take your projector and you have to align it with the screen, because if not, the edges become dark around the screen. That's where that came from. But anyway, we went into this whole protocol about how this, that, and the other. And he's feeding me all this stuff. And I'm like, man, look, here's the bottom line. All right, all that protocol nonsense is garbage. At the end of the day, we have technology over here that basically doesn't make a difference. You can turn your projector on, you're not calibrating, hit the screen, produces white image, it produces color, contrast, white levels, the whole 9 yards, everything. You can have it in a fully lit environment. You can put your projector anywhere you want, because like I said, at that particular time when you had screens that basically had to be aligned with the projector, you couldn't set projectors on the floor. They had to be mounted to the ceiling and they had to be aligned with the screen perfectly. That was because certain screens had something called the narrow viewing cone effect and they would turn dark. So they had to be basically in line with the screen. We don't do any of that over here at all, period. So everything you're telling me is like, I'm not acknowledging it. And the guy was like, well, that's impossible, and you can't do that, so and so. So it has to be done this way, it has to be done that way, so and a square line. All right. So the other guy, I was in three-way with him. He's working out a deal with me. And we get off the phone. And The other guy calls me back. We get into a conversation. And he said, yeah, the guy was talking about, yeah, that's virtually impossible. You know, you can't do the stuff that he's saying he's doing in his videos. That's virtually impossible. It has to be done this way and this way only. So the guy shot him a couple of videos. You know, the video he shot to him? That 180-inch screen sitting in the backyard that pulled an image at 657. That's what he saw, and that's what dropped his jaw. That's virtually impossible. The stuff he's showing would change the industry. Now you know why the big companies are out to buy me out. Yep. Because there are no 180 black screens sitting in backyards pulling images and watching Star Wars at 6:57 in the evening. And if you got a white screen and you fired it up, it's still not going to show contrast levels. The images are not going to come up that bright. Ooh, and I got to get out of here. Man. Matter of fact, I got to end it here. We got too much heat popping off this room, and me and heat don't play too well. All right. Oh, watch this. Projector's not even on. Told you. All right, gotta go. God bless.